change order is a change to an originally agreed upon contract. Okay? The original contract is an agreed upon estimate for the cost or worth of a construction project. An estimate is compiled costs of material and labor to build what we as contractors believe the owner wants based on what has been communicated to us. So the higher the quality of the communication, the more accurate that estimate is going to be, and the better and more robust that original contract is going to be, and it's going to reduce those potential change orders later in the project. This communication can be through emails, it can be through meetings, it can be through the drawings and the documents. So there's many forms of the communication. And if it's a design build project, contractors may have a part earlier on in that design process and being able to identify and really establish the intent of the owner along with the architect. If it's a hard bid project, the contractors are coming in later in the game and later in that communication. And so the transference of the intent of what is wanted may be a bit distorted. It's kind of like the game telephone, right? You start with one person, you end with the other, and you see if the statement is exactly the same. Typically, it's a tiny bit distorted. So you get the owner, the architect, and then the contractor. The contractor is going to build to the best of their ability what they believe that the owner's intent is of that building. But again, depending on what the communication is to that point. So allowing for the architects to have enough time to really design that and then go back and have those meetings then to really establish, is this what you want? Yeah, this is what I want. No, that's definitely way off from what I want. Whatever that is, you're really establishing that at the beginning, and it's really going to set up a way more successful project and really reduce those change orders later on in the project. So again, up front is really where you want to spend a lot of your time planning, honing in, just verifying. And if you don't know, if you don't understand, do not feel bad. Ask the question. Ask the architect to explain it, because you've got to be clear on what that intent is, because it is going to bite us in the ass later in the project. Ouch. If we don't ask those questions now. So ask the questions. They are very willing to help. So a change order is a change to the original documents, to the original contract of that agreed upon estimate amount. It could be additive in costs, it could be deductive in costs, it could equal itself out. Say you have some stuff that you're adding, some stuff that you're taking away, and it really balances itself out, and it's a zero cost change order. But still, a change order will probably be drafted because there have been changes, and those need to be stated into the contract documents. But it also could be just zero cost change, but it could be adding time, because a schedule is usually assigned to that contract as well. If something happens where there's a ridiculous amount of weather, time might have to be added to the end of that contract. And so it's any change in the original plan, the original drawings, the original contract amount of a project. And some of these are favorable and really easy and smooth to work through with the group. Some of them are a little less favorable, and then some of them are extremely unfavorable. But those typically happen when we shorten up our time at the beginning of the project to really, really develop and create those quality plans and documents and communication, so that that communication flows through the rest of the project. So a change order is a change to your documents, like we mentioned, whether it's an additive cost, a deductive cost, a zero cost, or added time. So just really spend that time making sure that you understand, that the architect understands, and that the contractor understands, to really reduce those unfavorable or unwanted change orders later in the project.